baby Jaden. Say hello to the camera. Hello. Let's hear. What's up, beautiful people? It's another episode again. My name is Chimela. Welcome. So today we're going to be talking about pregnancy. My pregnancy story, actually. In my previous episode, if you haven't seen it, it's going to be linked in the description. I talked about weird pregnancy and childbirth symptoms no one tells you about. So today I want to tell my own personal story, my own personal experience from when I discovered that I was pregnant to when I took my baby back home. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to plead with you. I want to be as graphic as possible in this video because I want to tell the real story. I want to be as truthful as possible. I want people who haven't experienced it to understand what I'm talking about, so understand the truthfulness of how these things work. Bear with me, okay? I want people to actually learn and not have this, general knowledge that sometimes gives you half information or makes you half baked, so to speak. Okay, so keep on watching. Please, before you go ahead, kindly subscribe to this channel. Thank you. I'm not so much of a storyteller, but I'm going to try and make this as fun and as enjoyable as possible. So this story I'm going to tell you now is as regards my first pregnancy, which is the pregnancy for my first son, Jaden. And also I'm making this video for him so that when he grows up, he's going to see this video. Shout out. Weird me. All right, so how did I find out I was pregnant? So this was in 2016. I used to work at the bank then. I used to work on the front desk, and we were two in my unit then. One of my colleagues, she was my mentor, she taught me job, and she was there before me actually. So what happened was there was one weekend she wasn't feeling too well, so she took like I think 2 days break from work. Now when she took this break, I was the only one left on that table, and you know how stressful bank work is. But in bank work is so stressful. Talk more when you're the only person in a unit where you're supposed to be two or even more. But anywho, so she took this break and I was left alone on the seat there. So I was working my ass off, as usual, as a good banker that I am. Did I lie? Did I lie? Did I fucking lie? I was working my ass off and I noticed that I wasn't feeling too strong. I began to feel weak and tired and sleepy at the same time. So at intervals, I'll go to our file room to take some rest. Our file room where we normally, dump files and all those things, office files. So I'll go to the file room to take some rest, even if it was a 5 minutes break or however small, short the break was, because I was the only one in my unit, so I couldn't live there for a long time. Nobody was going to hold up for me. So I would go to the file room and take 2 minutes quick break, or 2 minutes quick nap, 3 minutes quick nap, that kind of a thing. I really needed it, no matter how small it was. So I would go there and take my break. So after like 2 days, I was like, no, I can't continue like this. I wasn't getting any better. So what I did, I went to the hospital. I was like, and bank work can be stressful, so I also needed my own break. I was like, oh man, can I take my own break right now? So I went to the hospital and did some I think the doctor did a test. He did the malaria. I think he did the malaria test first. I was like, okay, you don't have malaria. And he was like, okay, I don't know if he asked me if he should do pregnancy test or he actually did the pregnancy test. But anyway, he did pregnancy test, and it came out positive. And he was like, you're 7 weeks pregnant. So that is how I found out I was pregnant, just like that. So unlike how they portray pregnancy in Nollywood movies, you just be in your house and all of a sudden vomiting. I did not vomit whatsoever. I didn't for 1 day vomit. So it was like, this is the most common pregnancy symptoms. This is what they used to depict pregnancy in Nollywood movies, and I really don't have it. So like, really, I didn't vomit for 1 day. I never vomited. I never spat, spitting while pregnant. I didn't spit. There was this weird thing that was happening with my mouth. Some say it's metallic taste. I don't know how to describe it, but my mouth wasn't tasting nice to me. I felt like it wasn't tasting nice to me at all. I always felt like I needed to sweeten my taste buds, sweeten my mouth. I'll ask my cleaner then at the office to help me get Coke, chilled Coke, or maybe moi from a fast food. I won't finish it at once, so I'll be sipping it gradually. while I'm working at the office. I'll walk a little bit and I'll sip small coke, and walk a little bit and I'll sip some coke, and walk a little bit and I'll take a bite of moi, just like that, just to keep my mouth refreshed and sweetened, because I did not like the taste at all. So that was one of my pregnancy symptoms then, weird taste in my mouth. Another one I experienced was heartburn, or some people call it acid reflux. I've never experienced heartburn pre-pregnancy, so I didn't even know what heartburn felt like. I used to hear heartburn, but I had never experienced it, even when I ate beans, because people say beans causes them heartburn. But for me, I like beans a lot and I've never experienced heartburn eating it. But pregnancy showed me what heartburn is. Pregnancy showed me what heartburn is, or was, I don't know. As in, my chest here like this would be on fire. Like, I can't even explain it, but if you experience heartburn, you know what I'm talking about. Your chest, especially this region of my chest, would be like on fire. Man, it wasn't easy then. So when you get pregnant, they normally give you drugs to take. I didn't take all these fancy drugs. So I tried it once, because your colleagues, now my colleagues then, were telling me, get this. They were just giving me names of fancy pregnancy drugs that I should take. They were giving me some fancy names to take. I even bought one, but I didn't even finish the pack. But I took the basic ones, the folic acid, the fesolate, and there's one other one they normally give. I can't remember the name right now, but I took all those while I was pregnant then. Also, I had this issue with blood count, like anemia. Anemia, it's like a common issue with pregnant women. So they'll do your blood count, you do your blood count, and it might be low. I had issue with it. I started eating vegetables, to boost my blood. I was eating vegetables. My mom, shout out to my mom. She really helped me. She would cook for me, then I'll come and take it. She would make vegetables for me. She would even make liver, and I did not like liver one bit. Before pregnancy, I didn't like liver. During pregnancy, I didn't like liver. When I was forced to eat liver while I was pregnant, I almost threw up, as in I couldn't swallow it. It couldn't pass my throat. She was always making sure that I eat vegetables every day. She would make cut fruits for me and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll do them myself, where she can't get them across to me. I'll go to the market, make them, prepare them myself, if she can't get them across to me, because she's also working. One app that actually helped me so much during my pregnancy is Baby Center app. I so much love that app. Like, I love that app. The app is I don't know how to describe it. It's very educative, resourceful, informative. It's a whole package for a pregnant mother, believe you me. If you're pregnant and you don't have Baby Center app, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. If you don't have that app, download it. So the Baby Center app is a free app. It's a pregnancy tracker and baby/toddler development app. It gives you weekly updates on your pregnancy development and your baby development. When you give birth to your baby, it gives you updates up to from baby stage to the toddler stage, like I think 2 years old. It gives you advice on caring for yourself, tips on baby care, sex after pregnancy or during pregnancy, what should be in your hospital bag. It's a whole lot. Your baby development, pregnancy development. It gives you so much information. So if you don't have Baby Center app, you need to download that app ASAP. It's your guide. Yeah, it's your guide during pregnancy. A very serious guide, a very good one at that. So while I was pregnant, I thank God I didn't have any pregnancy issues or complication or whatever. I was strong enough till the day of my delivery. Till delivery, I was strong and everything. As a pregnant woman, you need enough rest. You need to take care of yourself. You need to put yourself first as a pregnant woman. If your work is very stressful, find some time to rest. So what I usually do then, I usually go for antenatal. I think once a week. On those my antenatal days, I'll take excuse from the office 1 hour before antenatal. I'll go to a fast food and relax and eat rice and chicken and drink Coke. When I'm done, then I'll now go for my antenatal. That was what I was doing for myself then. Of course, I'll go earlier than the normal time and I'll rest, have some time to rest, because believe you me, bank work is very stressful. I can't say this enough. But you need to rest as a pregnant woman. You need to find time to always rest. Leave work. Look for a way to, reduce the work on yourself, reduce the workload you have. and rest. So through my pregnancy, I was good and good and good and good. I thank God for that. So how did I discover that I was in labor? Normally there are certain things that you should know, but Nollywood of course will tell you, oh my god, oh my god. The way they keep shouting it's like before they even get into the car, they've put to bed. And I was thinking that's how these things work. So I was really scared. I used to even think like, okay, so what if I get pregnant? What if I get into labor in the afternoon when there's traffic on the road? How do I get to the hospital on time? Because my hospital was far from my house, but my hospital was close to my office, but it was far from my house. So I was like, how do I get to the office to the hospital on time from my house if I'm actually at home when this starts? It really bothered me. I was really worried because Nollywood, I know what Nollywood tells us now, like that was the only experience of someone in labor that I know about. I haven't seen anybody in labor before, so that was just the idea I had in my head. I was like, oh, how is this thing going to happen for me? I was praying then, like, I hope this thing doesn't happen in the afternoon. I was praying for either morning, mostly mornings, early morning. That's what I was praying for. So luckily for me, one evening like that, while I was at home, while I was at home, I went to the toilet, and they'll tell you shoe is like blood, blood that comes out when you're urinating, when the labor is about to start. So I urinated and I saw a little bit of blood, very slight. I wasn't having contraction, I wasn't having anything. It was my first pregnancy, and they told me that when you see shoe, know that labor wants to start. So immediately I saw shoe, I carried my bag and jiggy. I went to the hospital to go and Basara. So while I was on my way to the hospital, I called my mom. I told her it's about to get down, and but I told her that was around 11 p.m. at night. So I told her not to worry, that you can come to the hospital in the morning. But she was like, mothers now, like, what will she be doing? Her only daughter is about to put to bed and she's in the house. What is she going to be doing in the house that she can't even sleep? So she took a boat ride with my brother, and they came to the hospital that night. So when I got to the hospital, the doctor checked me and he was like, nothing is happening yet, but they gave me a bed and I stayed in the hospital. So I don't think anything happened that night as regards what do they call it again, contractions. I think by the next morning it had started, or like late that night I think it started, but it wasn't like so close. Like the pains weren't from this pain to the next pain wasn't that close in terms of time interval. So in the morning the matron came in and was like, she asked me how far are the pains, the contraction pains, and I told her I don't know, but I just gave her an estimate. She was not like I should use my phone to be recording it. When I have the pain, I should record. When I have the next one, I should record, just like that. So I was taking records, and as time went on, as time passed by, it was becoming closer and closer and closer, and that's an indication that labor is about to start. There was this time the matron came to my bed and she asked the nurse that was with her to check how many centimeters I had dilated. That's how wide my vagina is opening to let the baby out. So the nurse checked and told the matron what she observed or whatever, and the matron was like, are you sure you checked very well? Open, let me check. I was like,
no, ma, you should not do that one with me. I beg. Why didn't you check the first time when you know that she would not check it very well? And it's more time again, you not see come and check again. I beg.
I told her, no, she should not check again. No, that later, after some time, she should come and check, because I know she'll still come and check again. Man, that thing is very painful. But the way they are doing it, as if it's nothing. Yeah, come and check. I beg, you push you. They say, it's painful, Abi. You don't know this from there, you're going to push the baby. Oh my God, these people there. So the contractions kept, coming up at even 5 minutes interval. It was coming up, but I wasn't really dilating very well. So I think they gave me a drip. I don't even know what that drip was all about. I don't know if it was induction. I can't remember what that drip was all about, because why I'm saying I'm not sure is because the day I saw shoe and I came in for delivery, that was the day I was supposed to be induced. That was when the doctor told me, oh yeah, come, if you don't see any signs of labor on that day, come for induction. But luckily for me, I saw show that day and I came to the hospital. So I don't know if after that dilation, as after that contraction that wasn't leading to any dilation, I don't know if they gave me the induction at the end of the day or whether they induced me at the end of the day. But I was in a drip shower. So they took me to the labor room where I was going to give birth, and they put me on a drip. So I was there. The contractions were coming, very painful contractions. But oh man, I was begging them to come and do CS on me, as in the contractions lasted for I think 24 hours. I was having contractions for 24 hours. I was begging them to come and do CS on me, because I was like, please come and take this baby. I'm not saying CS is easy, but I was like, I just wanted this baby out. I wanted the baby out in the fastest means possible. I was begging them. I was just like a madman.
You wouldn't tell me that how this thing is, sir. You wouldn't say how this thing is, sir. You wouldn't tell us how this thing is, sir. Come on, this thing,
Oh my God. It was very funny. It was a very funny sight, I'm telling you. So while I was on the labor room and everything, one day the doctor on night duty would come in and check me. I think he was helping with the dilation. I think he was putting his hand down, was expanding the piece. I don't know what he was doing, but whenever that guy comes in, it's like my body is going to be on fire, because I don't know what he was doing down there, but it was very painful. It was very painful. I think he was trying to help the dilation. I don't know what he was doing, but he was doing something very painful. So after a while, I started feeling like, okay, I wanted to pee. They will get this bowl for me, and I'll pee in the bowl, because we're like, all those things are, the pressure on the baby's putting pressure on your bladder and everything. So I was like, oh yeah, I want to pee, and they'll bring a bowl for me and I'll pee. Sometimes they'll bring the bowl and there will not be any pee, So that's how I was doing, and I was trying to push. They were like, don't push. Pushing is not a voluntary action. I don't know how these nurses think, or I don't know if it's just me, but for me, pushing is involuntary. I cannot control it. I can't hold pushing that is coming. I can't hold my push. You can't tell me push. Oh yeah, wait, don't push. Wait small. When I say push, you push. Like, are you people okay? Time for the main action, I laid on the chair and was getting ready to push and hold on and push and hold on and stuff like that. The nurse, one of the male nurses by my side, I put my hand into his shirt like this. I put my hand from under, I put my hand into his shirt and brought it out from his neck. I was dragging him. I dragged him. I tore his shirt. I tore his uniform. I tore it. He went to change because of me. I tore the thing. One of the female nurses that was with us, I handled the girl. The girl was not dodging me, because I needed to hold somebody. So I would squeeze the girl like this. I would squeeze the nurse like this. At a point, she was now, kind of dodging me. She didn't want me to get close to her, or she didn't want me to hold her. Man, it wasn't easy. You see me shouting like this. I was shouting. I don't want to scare anybody, Let me not scare those that have not, had the baby. But I just want to give you a, graphic experience of how this thing happens, because most times you don't even know what you're going in for. You don't even know what you're going in for. So I wanted to be as real as possible. At the point, I was even begging for a epidural. I read so much about pregnancy and delivery then, so I knew what epidural was. I was begging them, please give me a epidural, I need a epidural. One of the doctors was now saying, that this girl, you've read too much. Who told you which one is epidural? We don't give epidural. I think they don't give epidural in the hospital there. I don't know, but I was like, you've read so much about this, She went online to go and Google and blah 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 blah. I was like, I beg you should give me epidural, but they didn't even give me. They didn't even answer me. So while I was pushing, there is something the nurses did that I did not mention. There is what they call fundal pressure. So fundal pressure is basically applying pressure to the abdomen of the woman in labor to help assist vaginal delivery. So that was what they did for me. They applied pressure on my tummy, on my abdomen, just to push the baby, you understand, to assist your own pushing as well, to help the baby come out vaginally. That's what fundal pressure is all about. So the male nurse applied fundal pressure on me and helped, assist the delivery. Also, when the baby's head came out, the umbilical cord was tied around his neck, so they had to tell me to hold on with the pushing for them to cut off the umbilical cord that was tied around his neck, so as not to strangulate him. So that was that. So when I finally pushed and my baby got out, praise the Lord. So when I finally pushed and my baby got out, they took the baby and went to there's a bed they prepared for the baby by by my side. Then they had some devices. I don't know what we are going to use those things to do, to maybe to suck out stuff from his nose and stuff, and clean him up and dress him up. So when they took him there, one of the nurses was fumbling with the switch of one of the devices we were supposed to use. The nurse was like, put it on now. She was like, she told you put this here on a time. I was like, my man, I was like, see these people. If I say what to my baby, when they play, if people are playing. If I say what to my baby, you're telling me put switch on, not put switch on. People are here talking blah blah blah. If I say what to my baby, you never try me. They cleaned the baby up and everything. They took him to my room, and then the placenta. After giving birth, thank God we don't have to push placenta. If not, that one, I think you have to push placenta a little bit, but it's not as painful as pushing the baby, because you know what? After pushing the baby, once the baby comes out, all the pains are gone. The placenta is not that one is not a problem. It has, they were dragging, they'll also pull it out, and while they'll tell you to push a little bit and everything. So the placenta came out and they stitched me. Before they stitched me, I was warning the doctor, because I know myself. I say, give me something that's going to numb that place, because I cannot be like that and you be stitching me and you be fight here. Everything was scatter. You better give me something. So the doctor gave me an injection, numbed the place. I didn't even feel anything while he was teaching me. I was just there. I felt nothing. So I went to my room. My baby was there. Oh my God. So I was like, oh my God. So this is my own human being. This is my baby. This is my child. So I'm a mother now. Wow. The feeling is so, wow, you're a mother now. Wow. So someone called me mommy now. I said, look at me, I never sabi bath finish. Never sabi bath finish. Person they call me mama. Old woman like me. So after the stitching, they're going to give you a pad to wear, because you're going to be bleeding. Like I said in my previous video, you're going to be bleeding after childbirth, so you're going to wear a pad after the stitching. So you have to be very careful how you go about that. So another funny thing about this is that I didn't know babies eat immediately after they come out. I was thinking they might be able to stay maybe 1 day at least before they can start eating, because whatever they've eaten in the tummy is enough for them. What I was thinking. Immediately your baby comes out, they are likely to tell you to start breastfeeding your baby. But the funny thing now is that most times you don't have any breast milk, so you're just putting the baby there to, what's the word I'm looking for now? To send signal to the brain, to send signal to your body to start producing milk. Basically, that's what that baby suckling on the breast does, because at that time there's no milk coming out from the breast. So even if you want to do exclusive breastfeeding, it's advisable to go with formula at that time, because you need to give the baby food. That the baby will also have to suck for some time just to stimulate the breast to produce milk, and also you need to feed the baby formula in the meantime while the breast is getting ready to produce milk. I didn't know the breast milk doesn't come like immediately and everything. So and I plan to do exclusive for a while before I go back to work. So I had to buy formula. I think I bought formula, or I think I gave glucose water. Like a day. I think by the next day the breast milk started coming out. So I think I gave glucose water less than 24 hours and the breast milk started coming out, or maybe 24 hours and breast milk started coming out. So that's it. So if you're in the situation, go with your formula, so that even if it's the first day, just buy formula, even if it's a small thing, so that the first 2 days or how many days, it depends on your body, you give your baby formula, and you're not running around looking for ways to buy formula. And it also helps you to make a decision as to what you're going to give your baby, because most times if you don't do that, feeling like you're going to breastfeed your baby, you'll now be taking on ways to get formula. Maybe you've not settled on a particular kind of formula yet, so you just go and buy it in the market and give your baby. So it's good to settle on a particular formula, buy it, and go to the hospital with it. So when it comes to bathing the baby, then the nurses handle that part, because obviously I can't even do that. Not like I can't do, but when you have someone to do something for you, it's better. So someone experienced, it's better. So the nurses handled that. Took my baby, bathed my baby. I was there when they were bathing the baby. There was one thing the nurse did with my first child I'm talking about now. There's one thing the nurse did that I actually thought it was normal, but when I was at the antenatal for my second baby, another nurse, a senior nurse, was countering what this nurse did. This nurse, I think she's a nurse or something, like a junior nurse. She pressed the head of my baby. I know that's one thing that maybe all these grandmas do and what like that, but the girl pressed my baby's head. She was pressing the head. I was like, won't this girl break this boy's head? But I felt like, okay, she knew what she was doing. So I didn't say anything. I was like, okay, you know what you're doing, that kind of a thing. So she was pressing his head. I was like, okay. But thank God nothing happened to him, because when I now came for antenatal for my second child, one of the senior nurses was saying, don't press your baby's head. And I was like, but your nurse pressed my baby's head when he was born. She said, no, that's wrong. I'm like, please, these practitioners, people should teach them too, because you are telling us, but you're not telling them. When they come, they'll do something else. Also, when your baby is born, there's an immunization that is normally given to the baby that first 1 week. But it's advisable, I think it's normally taken that day. But if you can't get it that day, at least within 1 week of the baby's birth, you should have given baby that immunization, BCG and some other, I think 2 other ones. I can't remember. The popular one is BCG immunization. So you have to give your baby BCG immunization that day or within a week of birth. So the nurse that was with me during our antenatal period and everything, the one I had come to get close to and talk to, she took my baby from me, because I was it's my first pregnancy, and the thing showed me shaggy. So I was scared of having other babies. I'm serious. I was scared of getting pregnant again. I was suffering from secondary tocophobia, the fear of having babies. It was really traumatic for me. I must tell you, the first pregnancy was really traumatic for me. So I couldn't even walk down to the immunization center down where they were doing it. So she took my baby from me that morning, because I gave birth early in the morning. I gave birth to my baby early in the morning. That was 12:05 a.m. in the morning. So I hadn't even had time to rest. So she took my baby from me. I went to immunize him in their immunization room downstairs and everything. I gave birth to my baby on the 1st of June 2017, and I was discharged on the 2nd of June 2017. So just like the next day, I was discharged, and I went home with my baby, and that was how a new human being came into my life. God blessed me with a new human being. I'm really grateful to God for that. And so I started doing my mommy duties, breastfeeding. There's this pain that comes with breastfeeding in the first few days. Once the breast milk starts coming out, they say it's after birth pain. It's very painful. They say is the contraction of the uterus or the uterine wall. They are contracting, so it's more like the suckling is giving the body the signal that okay, baby is out, so it's time to contract. So that's what happens, and that thing is very painful. See, everything about childbirth and pregnancy is painful. I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to sugarcoat things. Having your child is beautiful. Babies are beautiful, but the process is painful. It is painful, I must tell you. So after I put to bed, there was this thing that was happening to me. It's called anxiety twitching. So what happens is, once in a while I might just be lying in bed and I'll just jerk, my muscles. I'll just jerk like. And another thing that was happening to me was that after putting to bed and after getting home, I'll just be on my own, and I'll feel like when I close my eyes, or even when my eyes are open, I just feel like someone is touching me. Like all those touches I felt in the hospital, all those touches by the nurse and by the doctors, all those touches of checking for dilation and putting hand to get the baby, pushing your tummy, fundal pressure, all those touches that they will touch you everywhere on your body and everything, invasive touch, you understand. So I was just feeling it on my own after the whole thing. When I was at home, I'll just stay and I'll feel like someone is touching me. I'll just be feeling all those things. I think it's post-traumatic experience, so I don't know why I was feeling that way. I just thought I needed to mention it here though. But this is not to scare anybody, it's just to make you understand what you're going into. I want you to go into this with your full awareness. Don't be like taking on awareness, like,
oh my God, does this happen? Oh my God, what is this? Oh my God, I didn't know about this.
Stuff like that. So go into this with the full knowledge that, oh, this is what I'm expecting. But even at that, you're going to be getting some surprises here and there, because no two pregnancies are the same. Seriously, whatever I've said here now, you might not be experiencing yours, but what you're going to experience in yours I maybe did not experience it as well. So that's how pregnancy is. Even your first pregnancy, your second pregnancy, your third pregnancy, and how many pregnancies you want to have, they are all going to be different. So thank you for watching this video. Like I said, I make this video for you, for my baby to see this when he's grown, and for anybody who wants to learn. The video is as regards my first pregnancy, Jaden. I think I'm going to do a second one on my second pregnancy, because really no two pregnancies are the same. So I'm going to give another story on my second pregnancy for my second baby to see as well. So before you watch my next video, please kindly click the like button on this video, and if you haven't, please subscribe to my channel, and I'm going to see you in this video. Bye.